Hi, and welcome back to How to Draw Manga with Setsaled. I'm Setsaled, and let's draw some manga. This is part 2, How to Draw Eyes. I am going to take you through how I break down the shape of drawing eyes. So, I've got 3 head views right here, from the front, from the side, and from a 3/4 angle. And let's get into it. Okay, so this is where the horizontal line that we drew before for our guideline is going to help us find this. There's 2 halves, obviously, of the face, 2, and you find the center of this half, about there. And that's where the center of the eye is going to be for our front-facing view. Now I'm going to take this line and start where the line is to make the eye, go up, back down to the same line, then come off of that line again to make the lower part of the eye. That's like a super basic way to structure your eye in the structure that you've already created for your face. Then to find the other eye, you find the center again and just try to mirror it as best as you can. Keeping your points of your lines on this line should help you make it more even. That was not even at all, but you get the idea. Drawing the other eye is a myth. No one is good at it. Alright. So, I made that one a little bit more curved, so let's fix that. There we go. Yeah. Alright, so that's how you place the eye in the face. Just a very basic way to find your footing with where the eye is on the face. And once again, the top of the ear is about where the top of the eye is, and the bottom of the nose is about where the bottom of the ear is. So, there's a cat purring next to me. I don't know if you can hear it, Maddie, but that's other things that you can use to help map out the face. The face should be proportionate to itself, whether or not you're doing anime stuff with it. The same elements are kind of going to be in the same area. So if your drawing looks off, even though it's an anime style, there might be something that you can do proportionate wise to help it look better. Alright, so next we're going to talk about how to actually draw like the eye itself, not just on the face. So there's a million different ways to draw anime eyes. If you look at Naruto and you look at Yu-Gi-Oh and you look at Cardcaptor Sakura, and they all have vastly different styles. But I'm just going to go over the basic right now. I'll make another video about style. So with anime, as with everything in manga and anime, drawings, we're going to simplify what is reality. So we are going to break down the eye into these simple points and lines so that you can create an eye shape and then tweak this to whatever you want to make it however you want your style to look. This should just keep you within some amount of proportionate or reality of your eye. So, point 1 is the inside of the eye. Draw that there. Oop. And then point 2 is the top part of the eye. This is what gives it that almond shape. The openness of the eye is determined by this point. So that would be right about here, the highest point of the eye. Point 3 is the outer part of the eye. That is the most far out part of the eye. And then part 4, point 4, where you're going to go down to the bottom lid of the eyeball, of the eyelid. And then point 5 is that final part of the inner lower eyelid. So you don't have to remember the numbers. That does not matter at all. All you need to know is that if you start with these kind of points, you're going to make an eyeball. That's like a super shoujo-y, or not shoujo, shonen kind of eye of like, my, your last pathetic card. Um, but if you soften it, up, down, down, straight. If you soften it more, then you get more of a shoujo look, which is the girly kind of animes and stuff. Same basic concept, but you can change the style depending on what you want to do. So using these points and lines, this basic geometry of an eye, you can change it however you like to be as big manga shoujo as you want, or as, cool, thin, you haven't finished your training kind of eyeball as you want. Um, so the easiest way to do that is to squash and stretch these shapes. So point number 2 is the one I want you to look at the most right here. So that one right there and that one right there. So if we just stretch this upwards, you take this point and you just kind of pull it up. That is immediately creating a more sparkly shoujo big eyeball. Big ol' anime eyes. That's what we want for that one. Um, and then if you squish it, you also, if you're imagining this as like kind of, wow, my brain is awesome. Bionicles. If you're imagining this as like bionicles with their little joints and their arms and everything, if you squish it down, this point's going to come outward. You don't have to think with that much physics. Just know that you're squishing this point down and this one out a little bit so that it's a longer eye. And that creates this more, serious, thinner eye of, you know, oh, he was training on a mountain for 5 days or something. I was fighting bears in the mountains. Um, but all right, so that's how you easily change the eye to be any different shape that you want. You can do whatever you want with this structure. You can go all crazy, like there's old drawing books that show you how to draw like that, and you can do that. That's fine. You can make it so that it's one of my characters has a really big this part of the eye just to kind of give him a really open eye. Hachi does. So you can do it like that. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can even do craziness like I don't know what that is, but that's an eyeball. I mean, it's an eyeball. You got it. Kind of yeah. So you can do whatever you want. All right, so that's front facing. There's some general tips I can give you for side facing of the eye. We have this same structure. 2's the top of the eyeball, 3 is the outer part, 4 is the start of the bottom, and 5 is the end of the bottom. And as you can see, I have flipped the eye, so we were working with the left eye here, and we're working with the right eye over here. Um, Basic thing, same structure. It's just kind of squished a little bit because we're only seeing the side. Um, and also what I wanted to say about this, also, okay, hang on. You can move up or move down, change the eye shape, same exact way. It's just a little bit squished horizontally so that, it looks like it's from the side. Okay, so for anime purposes, we're going to have the eye look like this. Usually, in real life, the eye looks kind of like this, with the sclera kind of just, well, we're not looking at the sclera, we're only looking at the pupil. So, with the pupil being in the middle here, kind of bumping out, and then the iris on the side here, we're not going to worry about that because we are not drawing hyper realistic eyes. So usually anime eyes kind of end up looking like this. So you have the pupil in the front to show what direction the character is looking. Um, and an eye shiny or something anywhere you want in where the iris is, and then the iris just takes up the rest of that shape. Also, when you're drawing eyes from the side, do not do a big fat circle, do not do a super thin circle. You want to do a little bit of a rounded, like kind of like what it looks like when you look at a contact lens. This isn't super important and you don't necessarily have to follow it, but if you want to be really detailed, technically the eye is rounded in the direction that it's looking, kind of like a contact lens. And then finally, moving on to the eye looking at a 3/4 angle, which is just kind of turned partially to the side. It looks the same, only tilted a little bit. And the way that you make it look tilted, you still have the same structure, all these points, just like that. But as you can see with the circle here, this is it looking from the front, and then this is it turning a little bit. So thinking of it in a spherical way will help you because the eye is a sphere. So we're going to move this pupil over a little bit rather than in straight directly in the middle because it's turned into that direction. So the whole eye shape kind of gets turned in that direction like that. And really, to make it look like it's turned, you curve the bottom a little bit, shorten point 1 to point 2, and you elongate point 2 to point 3. That is a super mathematical way to look at it. If you already draw eyes naturally like that, it's already making sense in your brain. This is only if you're like, I have no idea how to do this, and I can't break it down, and I need some procedural way to figure out how this needs to look. Which sometimes helps me, so I hope that sometimes it helps you. It also helps to draw eyelashes pointing in the direction that your eye is looking. That'll help it look a lot more like it's going in that direction. Alright, so I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comments. I can go over more things about the eyes in another tutorial. I'm going to make one about different styles of drawing eyes. But for this one, I just wanted to go over the basic structure to get you started to make any eye you want. So thank you for watching. I still have cats around me, but you probably can't hear them purring anymore. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.